do.
It did start off with Aina and Lush went ahead and got to the resort. Spent some time there, and then we kind of quickly segued into Akatsuki and Bonkers. Yes, Oasis. Akatsuki and Bonkers wanted to get their shopping done because we left that off from the session before.
I love the fact that no one's asked what the Oasis is called. You have been there so long that no one's actually requested its name at all. But let's carry on.
I haven't. It's called the Oasis.
Let me check it out. I have it written down in my notes, but I think it was called the Oasis.
I told you to call it the Oasis, yes.
Yeah, it was literally called the Oasis.
Akatsuki and Bonkers finished up their shopping that we left off from the session before. Had a chat. I think they grabbed... Bonkers grabbed himself his 6th coffee of the day.
And his boots.
He got his boots, and he put in...
No, his goggles, sorry, and he put in his order for boots.
Yes. For the duplication of the boots, yes. He got goggles, ordered a duplication. Or a copy.
I need to actually flesh that out as a DM, how we're going to word that, because I think it's going to become a more frequent thing.
For which?
Arcane duplication. I think it's going to become more frequent, so I need to actually flesh out the rules for that.
I just figured it would take time based on the complication level of the enchantment.
Yeah, but you might try and duplicate things which are obscene, so I need to have something ready.
Akatsuki and Bonkers finally go to the Oasis very quickly, seeing as they both walk at a brisk pace of 60 kilometers an hour.
There are small villages and are knocked down by the sheer draft of it. No, not really. They're dead.
Got to the Oasis. They were
also very small.
Yes. They were informed that our friends had gone ahead and started their rituals of relaxation.
That's what we're calling it.
We went to meet up with them, yes.
Oh, yes, how is this going to go? I'm intrigued how you're going to deal with this next bit, considering that Akatsuki was very irate.
So, Akatsuki and Bonkers start to head off. Akatsuki has been granted the knowledge that Bonnie and Talia have fucked off to do their own thing, and Akatsuki is somewhat the jealous type, and interpreted that as Bonnie might be up to something with her dearest Talia. So they caught up with them to where they believed they were, as they were informed that they went to have a swim. And we'd already established that this is a prime location to have a lovely, lovely swim.
I mean, it's kind of happened 3 times already, but yeah.
Yes. There's probably more places to swim, but this place has a lovely approach. Akatsuki could not find Bonnie or Talia, but did find their clothes, hinting that Talia at least has gone into her serpent form, and Bonnie must be somewhere swimming with her. Bonnie and Talia, meanwhile, have decided to swim out to the structure in the middle of the water, called the, I was going to say bungalow.
The pagoda. Pagoda is the word you're looking for.
Yes. Swam out to this pagoda, which was inaccessible from water level, but accessible from underwater. So Bonnie had to hold her breath and hang on. Got into the pagoda, had a look around, found features of some large serpentine being. Then realized that the entire pagoda was lined with a curled up, sleeping, dragon-like creature. Meanwhile, Akatsuki is very angry and wants Bonnie's head on a stick.
Angry's not the word.
And is fuming, absolutely livid, losing it, screaming. Has not realized... She's a fox, so she's not exactly fond of the water, really. So she has not realized that you need to dive to get into the pagoda, so she's instead trying to scale it by digging her knives into the rock.
Scale.
She does fail to scale it, seeing it's a sheer wall with very little features for climbing. Talia, being oblivious to jealousy,
but here's the screams.
It's just like, why is my pseudo girlfriend screaming outside? Bonnie is more like, oh no, your pseudo girlfriend is screaming outside.
And Talia's like, she's not my girlfriend.
And it does end up being resolved peacefully as Talia and Bonnie do actually
You
exit.
you
the
missed
pagoda.
you missed a bit where Bonkers
You
used his
missed the rub-off.
you also missed the bit where
Yes,
Bonkers
yes.
used his panache ability to make you come down.
Bonkers talked Akatsuki down, which coincided, luckily, with Talia and Bonnie leaving the pagoda and informing us that it's not a good idea to make a huge racket around this pagoda because there's a huge creature inside. Talia reinforces or comforts Akatsuki in that her jealousy was ill-founded because there was nothing going on. They were simply exploring the oasis.
And there's nothing going on between the two of them.
Bonnie then went on to drink. As
Heavily,
she does.
very, very heavily.
Bonkers went on to also drink, I believe, not having
bit, yeah.
ever left his pool floaty.
Yeah,
at any
Bonkers
point
was
during
drinking this entire time, it's worth noting.
I will tell you, not a pool floaty, but I have my arms up on a rock and I'm letting my feet float out in the
Yeah,
water.
you said you
okay,
had you had a pool noodle under your feet, didn't
Oh,
you?
that's right. I had a noodle under my feet.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's had his noodle and he's leaning into the water and he's not left this position for the last 1 hour of this entire RP happening.
Yes,
I mean, he was comfortable. Why move?
Being that Bonkers managed to talk some calm into the situation, Akatsuki did also decide to embrace the calm and has requested a masseuse, an lovely elemental man.
Yes, he's built. He's built.
Hecklin,
Gotta love Hecklin.
who's
A little
excellent
too. Who's
at
a little
giving
too
back
built.
rubs.
To be honest.
Excellent at giving back ropes and has been invited to join Talia and Akatsuki in their bedchambers later tonight. And that's about where we got, meaning story-wise and character progression-wise, we did nothing.
I mean, yeah.
Some very important character development, I think. It's not nothing. It's just not combat.
Yes,
True.
Yes.
I do have a question, which
Ask
is
and you shall be
directed
answered.
which is directed to Audun, actually.
Oh, good. It's not me. Go ahead.
Because I have a dynamic thing I need to agree with you preceding this relationship.
Okay.
Oh no, you're being let down. This is that it's not you, it's me conversation, isn't it?
I already know that, like, with Alcor, like, existing, there's an issue there.
Who's top and who's bottom?
Oh my, I didn't see this going this way. I mean,
No, that's
actually-
actually
that's actually-
you're lesbian. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, but okay, let's just have
Because
this.
I get top vibes from Talia.
Yeah, I get bottom vibes from the cats.
Yeah, but
I-
I want to ask you what you think before I start being more toppy.
Yeah, I haven't thought of it up until now, but when you said it, I would say I get Switch vibes from Akatsuki.
Verse, not switch.
I would
Switch
agree
is something
with
so
that,
much
yeah.
worse.
Yeah, well, verse then. I get verse vibes from Akatsuki. So I think that is probably it, that Akatsuki can bottom, but also likes to top.
Okay.
So she
Well,
goes
that's good to
along.
know.
She
I'm
goes
gonna
along
be
with whatever.
Let's
she
be
goes
honest.
along
In
with
any
whatever,
good
but
in any
she-
good relationship, it doesn't matter. You're both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for Akatsuki, it's she goes along with whatever Talia wants, but she's probably going to want to introduce Talia to the idea of swapping roles.
Yeah, because I do get the thing from Talia that she prefers to be the top one, but
yeah.
she does not. She doesn't mind being.
I mean, even
should
with
be-
even with
it should be
Alcar, I think she
noted-
was the top.
Just as a little detail, it should be noted that Akatsuki grew up as essentially a servant girl. So she is 100% into the idea of, like, Talia is her greater in Akatsuki's mind. Talia is ancient in years and
Wow,
knowledge.
we're playing the age card now. Fuck.
So she sees Talia as like holding supremacy here, and would probably default into her experience as essentially being a servant in a royal house. and would probably then want to serve Talia romantically and sexually.
Okay,
Okay.
well, I'm glad we decided on that.
Well, now we've had this discussion.
Look, for that session.
No,
when no one-
I am kind of pleased we had this discussion. It's fine.
No, I just want to like point out that for
Oh,
the session
no.
that like no one except me and Ina showed up, we started playing a card game and it just ended up all of us talking about sex.
I did not do this. This was not my fault. I was playing perfectly pleasant cards. He started it. Yeah, actually, Alden started it. He is the one that took everything out of his hand and took all red cards.
It was
Yes.
because you gave me all red cards.
No, I was. You know that was an accident.
It still happened. It still happened. But yes, shall we continue?
I feel we learnt too much about very specific things that day.
Yes, that's why Ina's name on my Discord is now Einol.
What?
As long as none of you call
I'm
me by
so
my
sorry.
childhood
I'm
nickname, we're okay.
I'm so sorry, Travis. You have to listen to this.
He likes it.
Eh.
Okay, it's
Like
session number
is a
one.
strong word, but
Yeah.
I've also been on the internet for years and years and years, and this does not bother me in the least.
I was gonna
What?
say you don't get to say that because your about me on Discord is furry artist, D&D nerd, car
Yeah,
enthusiast,
no.
horse girl, skater, dungeon master, Lego fan, and occasionally horny individual.
What's mine? I think I'm safe.
I told you it doesn't bother me. I'm not saying that. I've been on the internet for so long.
yeah,
that's what
I'm
saying,
safe.
don't-
I'm
don't-
very
you don't
open.
You don't get to be bothered by this.
Yeah. Do I get to be bothered by this still? I don't think I get the privilege to be bothered by this either. In that case, bollocks.
No, none of
What?
us have that privilege.
You are British. You can default to being bothered by anything. if you want to.
Absolutely, I'll get a flag and I'll go and conquer somewhere. Then I'll be bothered.
Stiff upper lip.
Yes,
You can play the British card.
I was actually doing that with colonialization and the Aztecs the other day. I was teaching class about it, and I really had to stop myself to say, just like the British did to India. I didn't do it, but my head was like 5 times, say it, say it, say it. But I didn't. But yes, we are back at the Oasis again. Yes. Also, I would like to remind you that the Oasis itself is a growing town where the people that you recruit or people you choose to ask to join you outside of the active crew will currently reside. So if at any point you want a crew member to sort of stay back, this is where they'll be. If you bring like a contact back to keep them safe, this is where they'll be.
I believe we stated at the end of last session that we were just gonna sort of fade to black.
Yeah, we did.
Long rests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would Talia have slept with Akatsuki tonight?
Oh yes.
With
and
the masseuse.
She would have taken up on the offering of going to bed with Hecklin. So
Akatsuki is
no,
not
no,
even
no,
in.
hold
No,
on,
yeah,
hold on,
Akatsuki
hold
is not
on.
in this
No, no,
dynamic. Hecklin is. No Akatsuki.
Not what I asked.
Yeah, it's
but
really
that
not what he
brings-
asked.
That brings up
No.
an interesting question. Because I did not expect you to say that.
I did.
Hecklin was invited to join them for like afternoon tea, so he could give them massages. Would Talia have initiated a 3-way tonight?
Yes.
Well, if
It's
if,
either.
if
Or at the very
Okay.
least sex with Akatsuki.
Well, she would definitely have sex with Akatsuki in mind. She would be open for a threesome if she would have received those vibes from Akatsuki as well.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll just answer the question for you now. Akatsuki would not be up for the threesome yet.
Well, then most likely what would have happened is just Talia and Akatsuki after the somewhat maybe erotical massage have.
I mean, Hecklin is literally a Jin. He's here at your wish, so he's up for
He
anything.
comes and goes.
Yeah.
But for this night, it will only be Talia
Phrasing,
and
Alden, phrasing.
Akatsuki. And Talia will have. She will have pleasured Akatsuki. Make her the main star of the evening.
Oh.
Yes.
So this is happening now, and this is going to have to carry
Akatsuki
on.
will not. What this means is Akatsuki has a debuff to jealousy for the next 3 days.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, if they go swimming in the pagoda again, I think the jealousy will just return.
I need to go put some cream on my face because it's starting to flare up. I'm so sorry.
In that case, what is Bonkers doing during this time? Obviously, you're going to return to the I'm assuming you're returning to the estate. And
Yeah.
returning to the manor. But all
I
of you,
think
I'm presuming.
Well, if the rest of the party was preoccupied, as we will put it,
Yeah, I
I
think
would
that's a
have
reasonable way to phrase it.
You know what? I'm gonna be real. I think I would have eventually gone back to the bungalow, but I think I want street food. I think he would have got up and wandered for noodles and dumplings and whatever.
So
whatever
Bonkers
was
is going for
available.
like a midnight snack, even though there's no night and day. But
Yeah.
he's going for a midnight snack.
A little bit of a graze, hit the street food, just kind of wander the city and see what. Not looking for trouble, but like just wander and see what things look like and what things are just in the quiet of the night. The quiet of the night.
I mean,
In
Nocturnus
without a
is
full
act-
party, without tasks.
In Nocturnus, there's literally no difference between night and day. It carries
Yeah.
on exactly the same because obviously they don't sleep, they don't require sleep. They do it as a matter of formality. So there might be a few people you don't see, but no shops are closed, nothing stops.
Yeah.
It just carries on. There's some sort of
like-
there
my
are some,
point
some
was-
sort of night vigils you might have come across. Like to the
Interesting.
not dead, some sort of things that wouldn't necessarily happen when there's a massive crowd of strangers walking about, but you can sort of move about more, not undetected, but in a softer way.
Yeah.
You can see people going
That's what I
about
was
normal
meaning is with-
conversations. You're not such a sideshow as you are with the whole group of you. You can sort of see the
Yeah.
city in its quiet state. There's obviously the hustle and bustle of trade, but you go into certain areas and there's a lower sort of pitch. There's a sort
like-
of a solemnness to it.
It's like
Yeah.
New York at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Or Vegas at 3 a.m.
Literally anywhere at 3 a.m.
Probably both.
I
Yeah,
I
pretty much.
literally love being outside at like
No.
2 to 4 a.m. because there's literally no one around and it's so peaceful. It's
Yeah, you see
beautiful.
like
Yeah.
a little bit of activity, but it's just like
This is why
It's you-
I love
you and
COVID
three
with
other people.
I love COVID with lockdown. You saw like one person. That was it. There's no traffic, nothing. It was beautiful.
I used to, before I was a teacher, I worked for the California Department of Food and Agriculture, and I used to start work at 6 a.m. So I would leave here at 5, and it was just the roads were fairly quiet as far as California traffic is concerned. Like there were still cars, but it was pretty
Oh, yeah,
quiet.
obviously.
And then once you got to work, it was only you and like your 5 or 6 coworkers until 9 a.m. You didn't see another soul,
See, I
and
love
it was
that.
so peaceful.
It was beautiful. See, when there was in lockdown because I was shielding, I was allowed to go in and do the library. I arrived at 5 a.m. in the morning in the school with literally no one but me and the caretaker, who's a friend of mine anyway. It is the most peaceful thing in the world. There's literally no noise, nothing. It's gorgeous. You think it's
So,
creepy, but
that's-
it's not.
I was gonna say small town in the Midwest. That's when it's creepy.
I mean,
it's
yeah,
just fog and
or
one
any
traffic
kind
light.
of woodland.
Yes.
So basically, any
but
part
that's-
of Norway.
But that's the kind of vibe that Bonkers is getting up to.
Yeah,
He just wants to see
absolutely.
what the city is like in a, as you said, we're less of a sideshow because he's just by himself, just a guy with soft feet walking around.
Yeah, you see more
Just wanting to see what's up.
personable things, almost.
Yeah,
More,
more
sort of
personal,
normality.
more yeah, and that's kind of what I'm up for. Is just like wondering how they live here.
And to
Coming
be
through
honest,
one
the
street, you
novel.
see
Yeah. Sorry.
I was gonna say, coming through one street, you see a couple arguing. Like,
Yeah.
there always is in some city where someone's clothes is getting thrown out of a window. It's like, don't ever fucking come back.
Yeah, you see those kinds of things. Although, Nocturnus is basically a utopia, sort of. So everyone's kind of happy all the time. It's very maddening.
You slept with that slag, gosh no.
Yeah, but it's really peaceful. You with some street food and that, you're probably going to be able to have a conversation with someone Nocturnus. To be honest, the novelty of you guys is starting to wear off a little bit because you've been here a few times now, and because everything moves so quickly and there's not really any night and day, you're kind of been around for a portion of time where it's sort of like, okay, these guys are sort of here to stay.
We're
all-
new-ish, but we're still last week's news now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
The trends has moved on, even if we're still kind of new.
What were you going to say? Your old
Yeah,
news.
no, I was gonna say, yeah, that we are old news.
Yeah. Right now, the
Yeah.
the main news is like the war potentially on the horizon and threats. But to be honest,
Yeah.
the Emperor would have made it clear that you're kind of helping with that, so you're kind of around to stay. And you would have been, I'm guaranteeing, because you've been here for a certain, you say you've been here for a couple of months now, in the grand scheme of things, you probably have been. You've probably, each of you been out, and so Bonkers has probably been out at night of the Oasis more than the others, because he tends to be a little more outgoing than the rest of the party to a degree. Talia just likes her comforts. Akatsuki just like sort of comfort solitude.
I do think though, if Talia had been outside, it would have been in like quote unquote the mornings, because I do think Talia is a morning person, considering where she is from and what she does. So she is a morning person. So like she would wake up at like.
You'd almost wake
like
with the sun kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, well, she's waking with the sun, so like she would be the first up, and she would probably take a morning stroll to grab coffee and.
I mean,
already be back before rest of the party wakes up.
Yeah, Bonnie's probably already sitting there with her flask in the morning, drinking coffee. To be drinking tea. To be honest, Akatsuki I see as like a mid-morning person. I see you sort of 9ish, where it's kind of serene and the birds are singing.
Yeah, she's very much like a ritualistic person in that she doesn't necessarily wake up super early, but she does like get up with the birds singing, make her cup of tea, do her whole sort of ritual of like, this is how you start the day, do some prayers and monk bullshit.
Yeah, it's the same thing every day, but it's all very calm and very zen.
It's how she gets into the mindset of both combat and magic, because blade singing takes a certain amount of fortitude, and so does her martial arts.
I do want to state though, if Akatsuki wakes while Talia is out and about, you will find that Talia has left a cute little cupcake and a note that says, "Good morning, out for coffee. See you later," and hot tea.
I like this relationship that's developing. It's sweet. I look forward to the first fight.
I think they just had it.
It's like a message. I woke. You were asleep. I don't want to wake you, but I am out. I will see you later. Enjoy this delicious cupcake.
And Akatsuki will absolutely love that.
Well, Bonkers has obviously come in the night. Sort of dusky. I don't think Bonkers is an early riser, is he?
Bonkers is very much a night owl. He tends to wander and stay awake for several hours past the party just because he enjoys the quiet solitude.
I absolutely respect that, yes.
It's an ADHD thing.
Yeah, they just pass each other. Bonkers comes in at 5, Talia leaves at 5. There's no response, just a nod. No words.
Typically probably closer to like 2-ish.
Well, you guys have travelled quite closely on the ship by itself, so you had kind of got used to each other's sort of rhythms anyway.
I will say one interesting thing that I've just made up right now about Bonkers is he is definitely a mid to late riser, not as late as you would expect for how late he goes to sleep. So he probably only sleeps like 5 hours a night. And he's 1 minute like snoring and then just awake.
Oh, okay, he's the person that I hate.
Yeah. So he's like you'll look over at him and he'll be just passed out on a cushion drooling, and then you turn around to say something, you turn back and he's standing right there saying, "All right, so we ready to go for the day?"
Oh no, does he fall asleep easily too? Because I'm gonna hate him so much more.
Probably not. Probably more normal.
I hate him slightly less right now.
The waking up is just his body has like hit that point of you have enough fuel for the day. You're awake now. Because that's just his default position, is awake and wiry.
Also, as a point of reference, this is technically a hotel, so outside each of your doors, you will find a little sort of a tiny, perfectly cute clipboard with just the word breakfast above it, and you've been informed by Alalik to basically write what your heart's content is that you'd want for breakfast. And the intention is that basically if you write it, you get it. Because in the Oasis, everything is catered for.
I found this clipboard outside the door. Do you want something for breakfast?
Oh, yes, please.
She says returning with Starbucks. No. No, Starbucks isn't the word. It's Star something. Star Cups. We're playing with Star Cups. It's now a thing.
She has like
have
a
it.
coffee and she has like a tea that she remembers. That
In one of those little cardboard holders.
and enjoyed. Yeah, and it's in like cardboard holders she's holding and like gesturing for you to take the teacup.
Oh, thank you. And Akatsuki will take it and place it next to the cup that she'd already made.
Let me make a suggestion.
Absolutely.
Sphinx cup. Sphinx bucks.
No, isn't it called the
doesn't
Sphinx?
ring-
Isn't it called the Sphinx Cafe
The Sphinx
anyway?
is Cyber Cafe, yeah.
Yes,
the Sphinx
yeah.
is Cyber Cafe.
Cyber cafe.
So
The
Sphinx
Sphinx-
bucks.
The Sphinx.
Sphinx-
It doesn't have
Sphinx
the ring to it, but there's something in there. We'll keep working it.
Sphinx cups, maybe. Maybe Bub and Bucks cups. Sphinx cups. Yeah, I'll think about
Akatsuki
it.
will look at the clipboard that you showed her, and she'll very quickly write down. Well, you wouldn't even fucking understand it, but for Alex, steamed rice, miso soup, and grilled fish. But to Talia, it just looks like very ornate calligraphy.
No, right. Steamed rice, miso soup, steamed fish, wasn't it?
Grilled fish.
Grilled fish. Sorry, I missed the last one. How about cats? How about bonkers?
I have already
coffee.
written down
Is that
2 raspberry cones, 4 shots of espresso.
wait a minute. 2 raspberry cones.
2 raspberry scones, 4 shots of espresso in a cup. 1 waffle.
What kind of waffle?
What fruit would he like? I think I'm going to go
Carrot
with the simple
cake?
banana because it's fast and easy to eat.
No, it's a not banana.
A not banana.
Thank you for that one, Anna.
2 strawberries, and
This is oddly specific.
you think Bonkers would not be oddly specific about food?
Is he the kind of person that goes on tour and has a whole list of things before he arrives that have to be right?
No, but I think food he is very particular
And
about.
given the choice, he'll be as particular as he can.
Yes, he has been handed the lap of luxury and he is going to take it. Plus, he hasn't had anything Fey-ish in a while. Oh, and that was the other one, a slice of apple pie.
Ah, English or American? There is a
Fey.
difference. Bitch.
I don't know what the
That-
differences are between English and American, so we're going with Fey.
Now I have to come up with a recipe for that in my head. I need to have a recipe for Fey apple pie. It's gonna have bullshit like a pinch of red cap and a dusting of dusted sugar. Talia, oh god, why do I regret this? I feel like the most browbeaten waitress in the world.
Thalia will have the corner serving of a brownie paired with a raspberry compote and a glass of wine.
Yeah, what wine?
Something that pairs well with chocolate.
Red or white, love?
Oh, red. Of course red. Always red. Thalia's a red wine.
I gather,
Also-
but you never know. She might want champagne in the morning. I need to check this one.
Yeah, but champagne
Mimosas.
is not white wine. It's different.
Yeah, I know, which is why I said what wine. You weren't specific. It could have been fucking rosé, and I'd have been horrified.
Well, it by default usually red wine.
Yeah, usually red, but I'm just checking because it's breakfast. It could go either way. Okay,
Oh, and a mint.
little after 8 mint.
Yes, an after 8 mint for dessert.
one chalky mint.
Somehow I thought my order was going to be the most pretentious. And you're
Yeah,
over
that-
here like, the corner of a brownie.
Then we forget
And
we have a
one
fucking
chocolate.
goddess.
No, it's the corner piece because the corner of the brownie when you have it like.
Oh yeah, I know. It
I
goes
know.
slightly
Like
crispy
the
and
corner.
caramelizes a little bit.
Yeah, the corner piece is the best piece of a brownie.
Side note.
Literally,
My mom
this
got
is just
a
your
brownie
breakfast
pan.
order. Literally just your breakfast order. Sorry.
Side note, my mom got a brownie pan that's just like a pan with like 12 individual pans within it, like
Oh, I
cupcake pans.
love it.
It's made
Yeah.
to make all crust brownies.
I usually make my brownies when I make them for myself. I make them in like cupcake trays.
Deliberately for
Yeah,
that reason.
this was it's just a square cupcake tray basically. They're like this big, so it just comes out as just all corner pieces.
So yes, everyone's having their normal sort of daily routine. Everything's going on. Eventually, at sort of, let's call it 10, all of you will happily gather for breakfast. So we call it 10? Because I can't really see Bonkers being up past before 9. And I can't really see Akatsuki being ready before 9. So, Akatsuki's is like a 3-hour routine before she sees anyone. So
I mean, she only long rests for 4 hours, but then it becomes a long rest because
Yeah.
she has to do all of her monk shit.
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Sort of, so 10 whatever class this is 10 a.m. on this fucked up world.
Bonkers is like 30 seconds tops.
Yeah, Bonkers is always that person that's the last in for breakfast.
But not by very long.
So all of you will smell
Just because he's fast.
the aromas of... Oh, this is going to be a weird mixture. You'll smell the aromas of sort of umami along with fish, fresh fruit, minty chocolate, and a sort of sugary scent along with espresso. A scent of coffee and cinnamon, which is the weirdest and most messed up mix in the world. You might like it, you may be repulsed by it. I'm not sure.
Well, everything but the fish actually does.
Yeah, the fish kind of ruins it.
Yeah, the fish kind of
It's
ruins it.
It's a normal Japanese breakfast.
It is,
Yeah.
It is.
but yeah, the fish kind of ruins the rest of that. But yeah,
Now my apple pie smells like fish.
yeah.
I do like to think that the fish is made in a way that make it not smell.
Oh no, it doesn't
as
smell. There's
bad.
just like an under hint of sort of freshly cooked
Yeah.
salmon kind of
And
style.
it's gonna be overpowered
Okay.
by all the sweet and the chocolates and the mints and whatnot.
Actually, I'm going to be real. Coffee is probably the most pungent thing in there.
Yeah.
His coffee is a strong
Considering
scent.
considering that's 4 shots of espresso in a cup, yeah. Where does the coffee come from? The coffee comes from Nardic 4.
Sure.
Which is the equivalent of Javan coffee.
All right.
I'm a coffee freak. I can't
Where
help it.
is the breakfast room?
The breakfast room is the dining room, which is here.
I assumed so.
When the beauty
Well.
strangely, it's worth knowing the entire villa is bathed in morning light every morning at sort of 9 a.m. like clockwork.
Well,
Oh, there I am.
darling,
This was a
and
very
Talia
big villa.
And Talia
Yeah.
holds out her hand to Akatsuki.
I
Would
didn't
you
know
like to
which room to
accompany
give
me
you.
for breakfast?
I would love to. And it smells amazing, especially the fish.
That looks like Bonkers' room, actually.
You do know that the fish actually do
Alright.
smell quite nice. Would you allow me a taste?
Of course. This is what I've had every day for, well, up until we ended up being derelict on a spaceship in no space, but you know.
Not that you're holding that across yourself, because I'm not to blame for that one. You're to blame for that yourself. I am
Yes.
I am literally blameless of that. Which is a rare thing I get to say, so I'm going to milk it as much as I possibly can. It's not my fault.
I do look forward
really
to
is.
breakfast. I do like and enjoy the food that Nor makes. However, it can get quite boring.
As you say this, you walk through the room to see every single member of the crew also sitting at the table. I'm sorry, I'm sorry,
Dirinor.
including Dirinor. I'm sorry I haven't put all their tokens on, but they are all there. Because this is your, like, home base, so of course they're all there.
Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, sure. Where have you? What's the best word? Parked the ship?
One of them will happily pipe up. Well, Mullah said he'd deal with that one.
Of course he did. Oh.
Yeah, leave the crazed machine in control of the entire vessel.
Probably fine. It's,
Well,
I think.
You think? I love the fact that none of you have faith in that.
Talia will find 2 spots that are adjacent, and she will pull out a 1 chair and stand there waiting.
Right, as you all control your own crew members, here are your crew members. Seat them how you will.
Oh no, Bonkers is more socially adept than that, but I would 100. I could take that seat.
I mean, the seats don't perfectly align, so do what you can.
No, I meant the one that Talia was holding out for Akatsuki. I could 100% sit in it and it'd be funny, but I don't think Bonkers is that kind of goofball.
I'm just randomly putting him in places, so
Oh,
by all means, if you want to.
I was about to move Cassius.
Yeah, move him, it's fine. I'm literally just putting him in the room so you can move them wherever you want to go.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, and I lost the ability to... Nope, there it is. I was clicking the wrong one.
The only one you can't control is Aaron, I think, so...
Yeah, I was going to say I have Cassius and I have, I think... I don't remember my other one. It must have been...
Joffrey.
Joffrey the
Joffrey?
Bowbag.
Aren't Joffrey
That's
and
right.
Cassius yours? Yeah.
I just can't move him.
Oh, hold on, let me change that. No, you can.
There it is.
Yeah, the entire crew is kind of here, so...
I'll grab this seat as Bonkers because reason. It's there.
Everyone has their own particular breakfast at this point. I'm not going to go through what everyone has for breakfast because it will take me so long.
It is a smattering.
Every single person around the table has something different. At this point.
do have an interesting breakfast-related question.
Absolutely. I love a breakfast-related question. Ask away.
Yeah. How many of the non-vegan party members are ordering meat?
All of them.
That's not what I expect.
Apart from
It's just a nice change.
Apart from Hezway, who doesn't want to offend Iranor.
That's fair.
Because she's the only one with sensibilities enough to not want to upset him. To be honest.
So one of my characters is vegan, and the other one is just a participation vegan.
Yeah, basically yes. But when Diranor's not there, she'll happily chow down on a deer.
I
Politely
have
vegan.
I have decided that from this point forward, Talia will be very vocal about having meat as an option on the ship.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I think Diranor has already noticed this is a trend, because you haven't been quiet about it, any of you.
I think Diranor is due for a character development.
No, he said he's willing to cook meat, he just doesn't eat it.
True.
He's always said he'll cook what you want.
Talia, to be totally honest, I know I've heard of meat substitutes made from other things and that are pretty close to meat. So we might be able to do something like that and still be relatively comfortable for the whole crew.
But you do not get the proper nutrients from those.
You probably do. I don't know. Right?
Well,
That's not a me question. I'm not a cook or nutrition expert. I
do assume that as an omnivore species,
And she points to herself.
yeah, I think we're all omnivores.
I do benefit from eating meat as a source of nutrient, and I do think that meat and plants have different nutrients. Excuse me for just wanting a chicken thigh for a snack on the boat sometimes.
I mean, I agree, because I'm a fox. Foxes don't really like
The vegetarian diet.
vegetables that much. It's really
Diranor will happily pipe up. I know he's your character, but I don't care. I'm the chef's cook. I'm the ship's cook. But vegetables offer you so much. Think about the lichen. Fine, I'll cook some meat. I'll cook meat twice a week.
I love vegetables. It's just I need meat next to it.
I will cook meat twice a week. How's that? The rest of the time, we'll let Mular cook one meal.
Diranor, I love your food.
I don't know why he's become Scottish, but we're rolling with it.
How about this, Diranor? You cook meat twice a week, fish once a week, and the rest of the week you can decide for yourself.
Or
You cook meat
I
every day.
don't
Good idea.
no, or you let somebody else cook whenever they want meat. Because then you wouldn't have to cook meat, but the other people would be happy too, assuming that they can cook. I'm sure it wouldn't be as good as yours, but it's at least a viable option.
Well, I've always... I don't know what it is his voice is saying now. He was really slow, but now he's Scottish, apparently. I don't know why I have a Scottish furbog, but there we go. Well, I've only been interested in the other cuisines. I'll start cooking the other cuisines from the places we visit. From each place we visit, bring me back a recipe and I'll try to cook it for you. How does that seem fair?
That does.
There we go.
sound like
Shit, now I have to write a
yes.
recipe book.
Want me to go look into do you want me to look into those? Because you would actually know better than I would, Diranor, but they make things that are almost meat but made of vegetables, right? I've heard of those.
Aye, they
Yes,
do.
like they make these meatballs and they call them impossibles,
Oh, not that.
and they're made of vegetable protein.
Because it's impossible
See,
to
I'm
eat them.
assuming that that's a real thing.
I'll try. Bring me recipes and I'll try them.
We'll look around.
I'm always
I'll keep
interested
an
in
ear
the
out.
Epicurean delights.
I've
been taking a cooking show, so it'll be all good.
In my head, Diranor always been like, "My name is Diranor.
Yeah, I know in mine too. I don't know where this has now
Oi.
come from.
I like making vegetables."
Yeah, I don't know how he's become so irate.
I like grumpy Scottish Diranor. This is good.
Maybe that's what
I-
it is. He's got dual personality syndrome. So it's when he's grumpy and mad, he goes Scottish.
I mean, I know he is your control character. Do you prefer slow Diranor or grumpy Scottish Diranor?
Slow Dirador. He's slow in my. I would play him as a slow
Usually I play him like this, and I will talk really
Yes,
softly and really slow.
Dirador is very slow like this, so I don't think we should change that now.
Okay, the next
Because
crew
I am
member
not
is a
able-
grumpy Scottishman.
Yes. Because I was gonna say I can't change the fact how I.
No, that's why I asked you.
Scottish.
Fine, but either way, all of you will have your breakfast. Diranor will happily sit there eating his plate of mushrooms. Scowling slightly every now and again, somebody takes a too loud a bite of meat. Or makes the sound of really good meat and food. Every now and again you'll just get a side eye.
Meat sweats.
Yeah.
I will point out that I am having nothing but non-meats. Not on purpose, but I'm just not having any meat.
You're having meatant.
I'm not having any meat. I ordered waffles, scones, fruit, a not banana, and coffee.
Is there anything anyone would like to deal with at the breakfast table?
Yes, I want to give Darren or something
Oh god.
if I'm
This poor
allowed.
thing.
See, I'm trying to make this a constant thing that you get time to spend with your crew members.
It's nice, honestly.
Yeah, which is why the whole breakfast thing is a decent thing to do here. What are you giving to Diranor?
Because I want this to be in use, so I am being a bit of a naughty girl.
Slipping bacon
but-
into his inventory.
Yeah, just a side of
This is-
Parma ham.
This is quite innocent. Underneath the table, Talia will nudge Diranor, and when he looks down, it will be like a small, like a mini scroll of something.
I'm guessing it's a recipe scroll.
It is a recipe.
Yeah, I
scroll.
thought a feeling it was.
Hey, Dirador. An old friend of mine gave me this. Supposedly, this recipe comes beyond the time and space. Would you care to try it out?
I need to ask how old this friend is. Judging how old
And,
Talia is.
No, well, this friend is not that old, but he's old.
Is it Neswain?
Yes, it's Nesway.
Which is
No,
who's
wait,
very
wait.
old.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
No, Talia never met Neswain.
No, not Nesway. Yeah.
Nemeth?
Nemeth. Yes, thank you, Nemeth. I was thinking about Nemeth.
What's the recipe
So-
for? Is it fucking gumbo?
No, it's a pancake recipe.
Oh shit. Is it Bill's?
I shamefully implemented.
Is
my own
it Bill's? Is it one-eyed
No.
peg
No,
leg
it's not-
Bill's?
No, it's not Bill's. It is Trix's. However, that is why I said beyond time and space, because Trix would have distributed this to Nemet, and Nemet can go beyond time and space.
That's true. I thought it would be one-eyed, one-armed, one-legged peg leg Bill's.
His pancake
But the
recipe.
thing, yeah, but
I mean, in current Trix, it's just one-legged.
No,
It's
like-
just one-legged, one-eyed peg leg Bill. He gains these as he goes along.
One-eyed, one-legged pancake Bill.
The thing is, she did make a pancake recipe, and it does say it requires attunement by a person who has a passion for pancakes. I do think
Oh.
Dirinor, while not having a passion for pancakes per se, but has a passion for food. So he would be the only one who in Spelljammer who can make this, per se.
Okay, fine. Anything else to
So,
deal with for
this is
breakfast?
not-
He's happily going to receive it. So
Yes.
Yeah.
any recipe he's happy with. Anyone have anything
Since
else
he-
to deal with for breakfast?
Since he asked about recipes, when we're kind of leaving breakfast, I will summon Alalic, because apparently we can just summon her by asking for her. And I'll ask her if she is willing and able to give us the recipe for the Fey pie, because that was really good.
Ah,
Yes.
The Fey apple pie.
the Fapple pie.
Oh no.
Never call it that again.
No. Yep, she can absolutely give him the Fey apple pie recipe.
And I'm gonna start working on an actual recipe for something Fey apple pie. But
Oh,
I
I
want
was
to
gonna
actually-
do that, but I'm happy for you to do it too.
Yeah, I will see if I can find something that is. No, Google, I did not mean fried apple pie, although that does sound really good. I'll come back to this.
Now we're going into
Google,
the Scottish.
no,
just for-
Google,
yes.
fuck off. However, make a note of that.
That's wrong. Save it for later. But that's all. That and enjoying the breakfast. And
Okay.
I think that they're.
Akatsuki.
She doesn't really have anything.
No,
to
that's
deal
fine.
with
I'm
breakfast.
just asking in case there is anything.
And you can see that before she digs into her food, she does do a little ritual of blessing her food.
It's like saying grace, basically.
Yeah, she does. She does say grace, not in a way you'd have seen before. Again, you are aware that Akatsuki comes from a very spiritual place of the 8 million gods. So, from what you can tell, she's picked out whatever god is of bountiful harvests and good food, and is giving an offering to it.
She's done the Jewish thing of spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Exactly.
There we go. Now it's clean.
Okay. Apart from that, everyone's will sort of disseminate. The rest of the crew will kind of leave before you guys do. I'm quite willing for them to leave before you and to sort of go about and do their things. It's worth knowing they are moving around the Oasis and they are moving around Nocturnus themselves as well. They're not just sitting with you doing nothing. They are doing things on their own accord. So if things happen of that gravity, then they happen of that gravity.
I think on the way out, knowing that, I would ask Dirinor if he could get the recipe for like some of the street food from here, because they have some pretty good street food. So just if you're able to, see if you can figure out how to make some of those, like the little bowls of noodles that they offer, or like the kebabs. It's pretty close to what you make already, but see if you can find out if there's some secret spice or if it's just the grease or whatever. Because street food.
Oh,
Dirinor will
of
do
course
this.
I can.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do the voice now, are you? Okay.
Dirinor,
Hi.
before you leave, I just
Just-
thought of something.
Oh god.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to write Dirinor's recipe book now, aren't I? At this point.
How familiar are you with tofu?
I do know how to make it in general. However, it doesn't taste anything.
I want to slap Dirinor.
that's kind of the point. You make it so you can add flavor to it. But anyway,
You know who she is? It's Terrence! It's the tree! That's who she reminds me of!
my name.
Yeah. No, her name is My name is Clarence. I am a tree. The squirrels keep dying.
Excuse me.
That's actually the voice I used for Clarence the tree.
Well, I'd appreciate that if you want to make something vegetarian or vegan. I really like tofu, so if you want to make tofu, I can even help you. I know some recipes from my I guess I'd call her my mother. And at some point, I'll teach you how to make ramen. It's very good.
Right, so Alden needs to give me astral tofu recipes. Travis
Same
needs,
as regular tofu.
Travis needs to give me Fey apple pie recipes. Well, Ina needs to give me Trixie's pancake recipe.
I shall add it to Diranor as we speak.
No, you actually have to write one, love.
I have made it. It's been an
Oh.
item in D&D Beyond for over a year.
No, a full.
And it hasn't been
I
used.
mean a full recipe.
I have.
Oh, cool. So I need to do the street. I need to do the street food recipes. Fine.
Yeah, and that's don't even need to be recipes necessarily, but just a couple of the street foods that Diranor would be able to pick up.
They will be recipes. I'm gonna put it on
Alright.
everyone's to-do list. Yes. So, is anyone else anything to do past breakfast, past sort of asking Diranor to make different food? Which he might start taking personally.
I wasn't complaining about the meat, but I will expand our recipe card, so to say, if given the opportunity. But no, nothing else.
Akatsuki is all
For me.
done.
Okay.
All done.
Work. As
Job's done.
Bonkers, as you are the first to leave the breakfast chamber, you'll notice an individual sitting by a small table in the foyer who was not there before. He seems to just be sitting patiently waiting. For what you're quite uncertain. He seems to definitely be a Nocturnan, but past
Okay,
that
I was
you
just
can't
going
really
to say,
determine.
what does he look like? So Nocturnan, is he anybody that we've seen in like the specifically like the Royal Guard or the Royal Chambers?
No. Although he does have a sort of regal appearance to himself.
Okay, so based on that, I would probably make the assumption that he is of some sort of official import, especially because he is waiting politely.
He
so
looks
I'll
like
go ahead
this. If it loads.
Let's take a look at the picture before I say for sure. Okay. Yep, mostly friendly looking. I would assume he would be here on official business, and I'd just approach him. So, what can we do? What can we do for you? I assume you're waiting to speak to us on some sort of official matter.
He will very politely turn to you. Oh, I'm very pleased to see you. I take it you finished breakfast now. I hate to interrupt a meal. I know how you need it.
Yes, no, we just finished up now. I think there's still a few people wrapping up, but we're mostly done. The politeness is actually much appreciated. So, what can we help you with?
Yeah, he's probably the most polite
the
Nocturnan
word?
you've met so far, to be honest. Well,
Will we hear this conversation into
I
the
don't know. You can,
breakfast
but Akatsuki and Talia, you can do a perception roll to see if you can hear any kind of thing in the atrium.
Excellent.
I rolled an 11, but my passive is 17, if that matters.
I rolled a 14, but my passive is 17.
Oh, how helpful.
With advantage.
You'll hear Bonkers talking to someone who's in quite a very low-spoken, soft-toned voice, so he's not quite easily to discern what he's saying. But Bonkers is clearly speaking to someone in a polite way. It's not as if they're having a unpleasant conversation or anything, or an argument.
We're hearing like a...
Yeah, it's a very polite kind of conversation, yeah. Well, I presume your compatriots are in the dining room, correct? Lovely place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful place here, but they should be along any second if we need all of us here. But I can always speak on their behalf for the most part, unless it's anything super important.
I would prefer to speak to all of you to save time repeating myself, if that's acceptable to you.
No, absolutely. Do you want to just follow me? We can go in there now and interrupt the last few minutes if they're still doing anything. They're probably just chatting.
Perish the thought of interrupting, never.
Oh, I would 100% interrupt them at this point. It's one of those, like, they're done. I can get them if you want.
No, if you're certain they're done, I will happily follow you to the dining room, although I hate to intrude upon a meal.
No, everything important is done. They've already eaten and they're pretty good.
Very well.
Like I said, I'm sure they're just sitting around chatting at this point. So let's go. I'm officially saying that we're going to interrupt at this point. So
He will very patiently collect the 13 cards he has been playing some strange game with, which you didn't think any need to intervene or view in any way, and very patiently put them in a small velvet pouch and tuck it inside his cloak, at which point he will rise without a sound and begin to sort of follow you in a very calm and polite manner with his arms behind his back.
Almost like he's floating.
Oh, yeah, almost like he's floating, yes. He's not, though, but almost like he's... Do you know when people walk so patiently and delicately they almost
just glide.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he does.
Like the Disney grandfather vibe. where
Yes,
he's just kind of like,
yes, Disney grandfather or Disney villain yet to be kind of vibe, yeah.
yeah,
All you see is just the cloak sort of stepping out with the
Yeah.
rhythm of their
Just a little.
footsteps, but it's just like you can't see their feet going.
Yeah, that's basically what he's doing.
and I will walk in this way. I will go
You-
first and make a polite announcement saying, "Hey, so Talia, Katsuki, we have a guest. I'm assuming on official matter, but I don't think I should have formally introduced myself.
As you walk in, Akatsuki is currently
we got business, I
feeding Talia her steamed rice out of a spoon and kissing her as it happens. Oh, Hello.
The
See
individual
what I
will
mean?
look at
All the
you
important
and
stuff
put his
is
hand where you presume his heart is. I apologize for the interruption. I said I perished the thought of interrupting you. My,
Oh, no, you're
my
not
deepest
interrupting anything.
apologies.
you're not interrupting anything. Sorry. Hi.
Well, you did kind of interrupt something, but
And then she turns
That's
back
on
to
me.
Katsuki.
That is on me.
we can resume this later in the evening, darling.
Yes.
And
Akatsuki.
she will then turn back to the newcomer. With,
Akatsuki is
interesting-
red in the face.
He will look at you
I'm
and,
so
and
sorry if my flirting comes across a bit creepy. I have a tendency to do that.
he will
It's not the intention.
he will just look at you and say Axale ul.
Sorry about this. I'm just testing something out.
Okay, I was just like, power word kill? What?
He will just
Ixale Ul, take 52 damage. What?
Axale ul power kill. It's how he
just
says
a-
power kill.
It's just a cantrip I found that's relevant to Akatsuki because it's Foxfire. It's essentially
Yeah.
just Firebolt for her, but they've scaled it wrong. So instead of it being 1d8 plus intelligence, it's 1d8 plus 4, and then it's supposed to be next level 2d8 plus 4, and next level 3d8 plus 4. But instead, they've just made every level available at level 1. So I have to pick out one of these 4 tabs as the correct one.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Talia knows, actually all of you know because you all have the weird babelfish, that it simply means greetings of the time. Obviously you can't say greetings of the day because there's no day and night. So greetings of the time is his closest approximation.
He's essentially saying, good right now.
Yes, good whatever
thing
time
is-
it is.
With the bubblefish, could they discern what language it is?
No, they can just understand it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily know what language it is. Unless you speak the language, you don't fluently know what language it is.
My assumption is Nocturnan. I think they had a separate language here.
I was about to start listing off languages that Talia knows.
Bonkers knows like 2.
3.
Yep, 2.
1, 2, 3.
It's
3 if you can. Thieves can't.
it seems to be like a kind of version of Esperanto. So something that everyone is
Great
presumed to
language.
kind of understand. It's kind of a general language that everyone has a grasp of. It's kind of like space Esperanto kind of thing.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. How can we help you? I'm Akatsuki. This is Talia. And that's Kamo-chan.
The name you use for him is interesting, but I am aware of each of you. May I please be seated? It has been a... No. May I please be seated? I knew he was going to say it's going to be a long day.
Akatsuki will get up and pull her chair up for him.
Oh, please, no, forgive me. I will take my own seat.
Uh,
Please be
Sure.
seated. It is beautifully elegant to be offered a seat, but unnecessary.
Yeah,
You can probably scowl
Right
at a Katsuki for
Yes!
for the seat to someone else.
Daring to be polite. Please, I will be seated and then we may continue our introductions. It seems much more civilized, does it not?
Yeah, absolutely. We probably have somewhere to do this besides the dining room. If you'd rather grab a, I'm sure there's a seating room somewhere.
This seems,
But this will work just fine. You
This
can.
seems appropriate for now, for our first interaction at least. For we may become
That's fair.
interested acquaintances soon. I'm certain of that.
We will see. It sounds like it.
And he will quietly take a seat and sit in the most elegant and poised way you can possibly imagine. Like, everything he does is trained to be perfect and offend no one. Deliberately.
Almost offensively so.
Yes, he's almost so inoffensive that he becomes offensive.
Where you're like, be human for 1 minute.
Yes. Like, everything he does is to offend literally no one and please absolutely everyone.
Does he seem biological or mechanical?
He is biological in the way Nocturne is a biological, at least.
Okay.
I find myself at odds. I am aware of your names, but I'm afraid I've yet to furnish you with mine. Please excuse that. Perhaps we should start with my official title. I am attaché to the Department for Relations. My name is Ulkrin. You may call me an ambassador if you wish. But you are far from strangers now, so my aim here is merely to aid communication. I hope you find that acceptable.
What department did you say it was from? Department of...
Transportation, no.
Yes, he's coming to talk to you about your parking permits. All of this just for parking permits.
I'm here from the DOT.
Yeah. I really should have made someone like the Department of Transport just to mess with you at this point. Kind of wish I had done now.
Nocturnus is a utopia.
It is, but they still have to
They don't have the DOT in a utopia.
No, never.
Nor the DMV.
No. He will be.
You're here for
Ministry. He will be from the Ministry of Diplomacy.
Okay. Department of Relations, Ministry of Diplomacy.
So he works for Lawkeeper Phalix.
Okay.
Basically.
Ah, my good buddy.
Yeah.
Ministry of what did you say? Diplomacy.
Ministry of Diplomacy or Relations. In Nocturnal, it's interchangeable. Because they mean the same thing to them, because they don't really believe in war as such. Well, they know how to go to war, but they don't really believe it's a necessity.
Is this about the Katsuki incident earlier?
No. Perish the thought. Indeed not. I'm here on different business. You have done nothing wrong as far as I am aware.
Akatsuki elbows Bonkers quite hard.
You are 4 chairs away from me.
I'll have a look with a question on her face towards both of you.
It was no big deal.
And a slight amount of judgment. You're showing me up in front of the very polite man!
My apologies. It was just a couple of misspoken words. I was just curious if that was anything bigger than it needed to be.
Indeed not. I'm here to act as attaché and help convey information. I'm sure you'll understand. Our Eternal Emperor
absolutely.
is a very busy man, and while we would happily speak to you at length, sometimes it is easier to convey information through a more familial face.
Definitely.
On a more equal footing, should we say.
Yeah, it's a little nice to be without the, no offense, but the politeness of a throne room. It is nice to just sit and have a chat.
Indeed.
More casual, one could say.
Yeah.
Which is exactly my purpose here. We have a few matters of business, but before we attend to any of those, I'm happy to answer questions about myself, my job, or anything you have come across so far. As long as it falls within my jurisdiction, that is. Obviously, if any of you have questions outside of this time, please feel free to contact me. My details have been inputted into your wrists.
That was my next question.
How could we get in contact with you?
He would tap a beautiful gold and platinum band on his wrist, which looks similar to yours but much more decorative.
He's rocking the fancy Apple Watch.
Yeah, he's on the Apple Watch Pro.
Pro Plus.
Founders edition.
Talia, it's already on the spellbook, probably the network.
Oh, I'm not very versed with these new technologies.
Would you like me to assign you a tutor to aid you in understanding these technologies?
Oh,
it is
no,
within my
no,
remit,
no.
of course.
That is no
Anything to
Yes,
help your
please.
integration.
I really want.
It's all right, my babes. I'll help you. Okay.
And if they really need it, I can help them too.
I love that Bonkers has now become the techie in this kind of three-way odd relationship. And Talia's the grandmother.
I forgot to tell you, this foreign prince contacted me. Apparently,
Oh god.
he can help me if I just help him.
Can I see your wrist? Let me see that. Let me see that. And I'm just gonna immediately like block it and set up a firewall in like 10 seconds.
Report.
Port spam and done. Okay. Don't do that again.
It's cost me a fortune.
Sure.
The attaché is very politely sitting here, but you can feel a slight air of judgment on that one.
I don't know where this came from, but all of a sudden I just felt like Talia being technologically inept is a fun
I think it's very appropriate considering literally how old you are.
Talia, you know better than this.
How old and
You know better than
detached.
this.
I'm sorry, Olkrin. Anyway, you've come here. We really appreciate this.
The appreciation is all mine.
We really do.
I realize I showed you the wrong fucking thing. Yes.
We do enjoy all the hospitality that Nocturnus
That's
has
actually awkward.
offered us.
The hospitality does not end. We are willing to show you all.
Excellent. We've been given the task, a task from the Emperor. Are you here to guide us with any further information?
I am aware of your task, and as I said, I have two orders of business to attend to. One which branches somewhat. The first of which is, as my immortal lord has informed you, a member of our... how do I put this? A member of our department is to be placed aboard your vessel to aid in
Yes.
working together and our commitment to the cause. At which point he will present 3 hollow pads with dossiers on 3 people.
If I may speak candidly,
Please do.
she's not quite here yet. She's sleeping in for a bit. But we have this woman of the cloth, so to say.
You do. She is currently having a massage with a rather interesting looking individual.
Sculpted. I know. I mean, yes. Yes. So Bonnie has certain, not issues, but at times she may feel discomfort, being that the great majority of the court of Nocturnus depicts almost a one-to-one image to her.
We are aware of her patronage. Do not worry.
Yes.
As we are clearly among friends, as I would like to see in the future, her patronage is correct. We do represent her deities.
Okay. Well, interesting. What I just wanted to point out was just this person who will join us on our ship. Are they also?
Oh no!
going to-
Perish the thought. They are not one of the divine.
Sure. Okay. So she's not going to have a crisis.
No, absolutely not. Everything
Fantastic.
should work rather well. They are one of our best agents. We have a selection of 3. It's dependent upon what would suit your needs best rather than ours.
Oh, fantastic. Then I have no qualms.
That is surprisingly. This sounds like me being an asshole, but this is
Right, to be honest, literally anything you say to him now, because he's so polite, makes you sound like an asshole.
Yeah, no, but that's a surprisingly conscientious decision about or concern about Bonnie. So that was really nice of you, Akatsuki.
Well, yes, she's one of us.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it was nice of you that you were looking out for her so much.
Well, I'd do the same in a heartbeat for you.
I know you would. It was nice. Never mind. Moving on.
You realize that Akatsuki does not take compliments; she only deflects.
Fair.
How very British of you.
So let's go ahead and see these dossiers. We'll take a look and see do we have any specific needs on the crew? I think we're pretty well rounded already, so it'll be a matter of seeing where their skill sets will fit into ours.
Indeed, and there is a
I don't think we
dossier on
have
each
any
showing
large
their skill
goals.
sets.
Yeah.
Whichever you should adapt better, and whichever personality you wish me to explore further, I am happy to answer any question regarding them.
Absolutely. Definitely appreciate it. Let's go ahead and see those dossiers.
So, from a mechanical point of view, he will hand you 3 dossiers, each which have a small hollow terminal with what they look like, and will sort of feed information if you ask. And if you could all welcome to ask him any questions about them during this time.
And do we have the players have handouts on those?
You absolutely do. I'm going to tell you before I hand you each of these handouts, each of them has a link to a subclass. Each of those subclasses are attached to these characters. So you get this character, and that is the subclass they will have.
Okay.
Of whatever race. And the links are there, so if you want to copy and paste the link in and have a look on D&D Beyond, absolutely do so. They are all 3 homebrew. To have a little look and a play with. Because all 3 of them suited them so perfectly. So, first, we have Lady Ancana.
Okay. Hot.
Okay.
Really. I found the 3rd love triangle candidate.
Then we have Weaver Aikish.
Not so hot.
Giving me bad vibes.
Says you. No.
Then we have Hyro Blade Haikun. Haikun, sorry.
Yes, definitely.
I was like, hot. Yes, definitely, even though not hot.
I
mean,
like the vibe of the 3rd one. My vote goes to the 3rd one.
literally, seriously though, have a look at their subclasses. Copy and paste the links underneath. I don't think I set them as hyperlinks, which is annoying.
You did not. No, they have nothing.
Hold on, I am changing it now. No, it doesn't like them as hyperlinks. You're going to have to copy and paste. I'm sorry. I'm going to copy.
No,
and
but
I'm
there's
gonna,
nothing on it at all.
I will copy and paste them into chat for you. So this is Lady Ancana.
Ooh.
This it's under GM notes. This is Weaver Aikish. They are deliberately very, very different. And this is Hyro Blade Hakun. They're all 3. I very carefully picked which ones I was picking, so...
Right. So Runeforge Enchanter is like an Artificer Rune Knight kind of thing.
Yes, he's a nice mix of the two.
Time Weaver is like a Sorcerer Chronomancer kind of thing.
Yes.
Twin Blade Dancer is something...
It's like a mix between...
Blade Singer and Ranger.
Yeah, Blade Singer Ranger, maybe a little bit of Assassin.
Yeah. Ah.
Which is why
Fancy assassin.
Yeah, I found all 3 of them quite interesting. Yeah. It's also worth knowing the others will remain in the Oasis should you wish them at a later date. This isn't a be-all and end-all decision.
So they are like hirelings in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes, but you can actually interact with them, and they have like everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Talia, you were talking last night about having Hecklin join us, but I mean, you know how I feel about men, and I mean,
Wow.
if you really want to, I mean, I quite like the look of this this arcana here.
It's also worth knowing that this NPC will be controlled by Lars. So please take that into mind.
I really like the look of this arcana here.
But actually do think about their subclasses as well, as
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
mechanical reason.
Put the business brain on Akatsuki. Calm down.
Well, this I do genuinely like her because I mean fighting. I mean she's trained in almost the same kind of combat that I am. But this
Could be very
Haikun-
good training partners.
Absolutely, but this Haikun, I mean, someone who has the ability to create magical items and create technology. I mean,
We
Bonkers
are
used to-
down a very skilled tinkerer since
Yes.
he turned and got jetted. Things happen. Yeah.
Since he
Yeah.
got airlocked.
I mean, Bonkers, you've been dabbling in gadgets a lot.
Oh yeah, I've been dabbling in gadgets my whole life. I've never dedicated that level of time or expertise to it though.
I don't know about you guys, but have you seen the resume of the second one here? He's quite a Time Lord.
Yes,
they are all
I-
three very skilled.
I
He
like
They
has
represent the
nice-
best of our
He
people
has some nice
among-
skill sets.
I like
Yeah,
idea
the
of
Time
someone
Weaver
who
is
could-
actually really cool.
I really like the. Yeah, I know. I really like the idea of someone who can mess with. I mean, Bonkers and I are already fast, but how can you be faster than someone who's got control over time?
Oh yeah, let's use it to
I
make freaking
can
bonkers
try.
faster.
but, I will propose one interesting thing that came up to me is that while we are not missing diversity, we do have a lot of we stand to add more diversity to our crew just from a personal perspective. So, Weaver Ikish was interesting to me simply because they would come from a different cultural background than many of us would. So that alone was an interesting thought that I had.
It's worth
Their
knowing
skill
that
set, all of their skill sets are great.
Ulkran is there to ask questions if you want to during this, but apart from this, he's just sitting patiently and letting you discuss it in the most polite and painfully polite way as possible.
Oh, Alalic, would you like some tea? Or something of that sort while we go over this?
Perhaps some ginny coffee, if you would.
There we go.
It's basically Turkish coffee
Thank you, Alalic.
for everyone.
Thank you.
Even better.
Where's
It's generally is a player decision as well.
well, Ulkran, you said that even so, all three of these will be accompanying us, but one will be coming with us on our voyages.
This is correct. I'm afraid we cannot spare them all simultaneously. They are too skilled. For those of
No,
you who cannot follow you, will remain with us, but will happily join you at some later date should you have need of their skills.
Just a genuine question. Have they volunteered for this position?
They have absolutely volunteered. We picked among the very best, and the very best volunteered, and these are the
So they know what they're
cream,
getting
the
into.
cream of the crop, as some of your people say, I believe.
What does that mean? It's a
I-
weird saying.
I do not know. It's
I'm not sure what it is either, but people say it when they mean really good stuff.
The very best.
Yeah.
Okay, so they know what they're getting into.
They know what
Joining
they're getting
us.
into, and they have done much more in their lifetimes than you have seen in yours. They are fully versed and aware of what they will be doing.
Well, I mean, someone who can weave time, I imagine it's hard to not have experienced everything then.
I do have a question, but it's outside.
Or at
my
least more than
character.
me.
Absolutely.
Because I do think it is easier to choose this outside characters.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
fine either way. That's why I gave you the option as players too.
Yeah, no, if we are going to choose, we should agree as players, not as characters.
I mean, you should agree
I
as
mean,
both,
to
but
be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be as honest to say that, like, I have my interest in D&D, and people have their interest. I don't know enough about, like, rogues and classes that does
weapon thing. So, like, for me, the Twin Blade Dancer is just any other rogue.
It's a ranger, but yeah, I
Or
was going to say
ranger,
from
but, like,
She's like a cross
Yeah.
between Nemeth and
Akatsuki.
Nemeth and Akatsuki.
Mm,
No,
I mean,
no, Shirley and Akatsuki.
Yeah.
To
I
be
mean,
honest,
on a
it's pretty close to
purely-
bonkers if bonkers could blade sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
it's sword fighter. It's a good sword
Yeah.
fighter.
I was just gonna say, like, I like Lady Ancana. I like the subclass. I 100% am gonna take that subclass and use it on a character at some point. But I agree. We are already a dex-based fighter, a dex-based martial class with Bonkers, and we're a dex-based half-caster with Akatsuki. They're both. She's essentially the bridge in between Akatsuki and Bonkers. We don't need 3 dex-based martial fighters.
But if you were
Only
going to
reason you
like an
want her is because
assassinate
she has cute
situation,
art.
yes. But also going to assassinate situation, you might want to take her.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing is, assassinate situations, both Bonkers and Akatsuki can do.
But also there will be another person like that can bridge that gap. They all have
And
their
we'll
uses
have-
in certain situations. It depends who you want
Yeah.
to take first of all.
We will have
I'm
time to plan.
as much as from a story perspective, I like her a lot. But I want to. I think I want to keep her for something else. I don't think we need her right now because that gives us essentially 3 dex-based characters that are essentially doing the same thing.
And it's
Um,
also helpful if one of you is missing. So if either Bonkers or Akatsuki's missing, you can easily put
Yeah.
Lady Ancana in that place.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like in a session like this, it would be like if I was gone for a session, it would be great to have her. Or if Bonkers is gone for a session, it would be great to have her. I absolutely agree with that.
However, I do have a follow-up question before you continue here, Auden. Is this ship deck person, or the one who is going to be deployed on the ship, is this a person that is interchangeable, or is this the final decision?
They are interchangeable. You take them on
Yeah.
whichever journey you're going on, but when you return to Nocturnus, you can
But
swap
that-
them out if you chose to.
But if Lars is going to be the one following this, shouldn't Lars be the one deciding, since he's the one who's going to control
Yeah, but
this thing?
he gets all of them.
Yeah, technically he gets all of them to swap out. So
So-
but it also
okay.
works if you wanted to swap out Hezway, you'd gain one of them. If you swap out any crew member, you get
Okay.
one of these people.
Okay.
Oh, right. So we have
So-
essentially
so-
essentially
like-
a buffer of other characters.
Like standbys,
So,
yeah.
so technically, we could choose the Time Weaver, and then I could change out Heswis for the Runeforge, and we can have both of them.
If you wanted to, yes.
Okay, okay. So, what is the cap for like ship employees?
At the moment,
Is it
8.
like 2,
8. Yeah, 2 per.
Yeah, 2 per character.
Yes.
So it's
8.
So it's technically up to the individual to choose what character.
Yeah,
they
and the
want.
crew to decide what they want at that time. This is just literally a choose which one you want to go with you at the moment. That's all.
I was
this
gonna
is.
say
This
right
also
right
brings
now.
me-
No, but like let's just treat it as like right now. Let's choose one, just because Losh only has one crew member to play as.
Yeah, and
The
then he
rest
can
of-
switch
the
it
rest
out
of
as
us-
necessary.
Yeah, the rest
Yeah.
of us have
If
to.
if Lars
and
chooses to
then-
make a different decision, absolutely fine. But for now, just pick one in the interim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Honestly-
then it actually doesn't matter what we choose. We can just choose what we feel like we
Yeah.
need currently.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want you to do. Pick
Yeah.
what you
yeah,
need
and
currently.
as of right now, I'm like, we don't need.
Right.
Dex.
I will make
Chrono
I will make this easier for you. Actually, I've given you your crew members. Keep them in mind, okay? When I give you the next part of the information I have to give you, and then it might help you make up your mind. Okay, because I'm going to tell you where you're going next, so it might inform who you pick. Okay,
Mr.
does that make sense?
Ulkrin-san, what exactly is this assignment that we need this extra crew member for? Would you please care to tell us?
require an extra crew member as purely a courtesy and aid from Nocturnus as a personal attaché, at least. This carries me on to my second duteous task. As you are aware, the ancient Voldoni have sort of reared their ugly face again, according to our immortal lord. We have garnered information regarding this fact and have come up with 3 potential options for preliminary investigation. each of which will garner much information and help us in our current search. We are merely in the investigation stage, as we are unaware of their position, their plans, or any of their actions currently. We only know that they are allied with the Gith. Past this, we only have previous information from the old war. But we do have 3 avenues of investigation. For you to pursue, at least. Would you like me to inform you of these before you make your decision?
Yes, please. It would help to know what we need them for.
Okay.
Yes, I think that would be the most wise.
Okay, right, this is where you're going to have to take notes on this bit, if you haven't already. Because this is important.
Oh, wait, if we have to take notes, I have to ask you, what did he say in, like, not bureaucracy words?
Yeah, he's giving you 3 options of things you can do to find out what's going on.
Okay. Okay, so
There's
we
only
have, like,
3
okay.
things to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware I did it in the most diplomatic and bureaucratic way possible, which is the whole point of this character.
Yeah,
The
I
least
understood
offensive.
that it-
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understood it was like 3 things, but I was like, wait, did he just give us some like prerequisite knowledge here? Because I didn't catch
No.
that. at
Yeah,
all.
no, it,
We have
I
3 potential missions.
I deliberately said nothing beautifully for 90% of that.
Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
Yep.
What is your first suggestion then?
Note taking in progress.
Our first option is... It's a delicate matter. Would you like me to do this in character or out of character so you can take notes easier?
I prefer outside of character actually, because I understand more that way.
Probably for the sake of the excessive fluff that
Yeah,
Ulkran has, let's just go ahead and step out.
yeah, and I can
Of
happily
character.
fluff for fucking hours. So the first option is he's going to tell you that during the Old War, a Voldani general came to them and wanted to basically get out of the war and didn't approve what they were doing, so he offered them secrets in exchange for his safety. And his suggestion is that you go and find this renegade, who will happily give you the location of, to see if he can shed some light on what they may be doing or what they would have done in the past.
So find the one that wanted to offer secrets.
The one that did offer secrets, it happened.
Let's
He
call-
sold
let's
secrets
call
and was
him-
given safety.
Let's
And
call him.
informants that we have had before.
I was gonna say, let's
So
call him an
fi-
informant.
Yeah.
So find and question.
I called him the defector, but informant
Yeah.
works the same way.
A Vadani general defected and gave.
Okay.
But literally, that's all he's willing to give you on that one, because it's above his pay grade. The rest of the information. Surprisingly enough. He will also tell you that in a distant galaxy, which is not too far, in a distant system, which is not too far away, on a planet called Varkin 4. Nothing's really too far away at this point.
Called,
Spell that for
like
me.
in a distant system that's not too far away.
Varkin.
For
K-I-N.
Varkin 4.
Varkin.
There is an old abandoned Voldani weapons facility that may hold information regarding a secret weapon they were supposedly building in the Old War. But the planet was razed. As in, burned to the ground. It did an exterminatus on it.
I declare this planet exterminatus.
Yeah.
They pulled a moolah.
So
They pulled a moolah, yes.
in short terms, there's a burnt planet with a secret weapon.
Yeah, with a secret weapons factory. Exactly that, yeah.
Okay.
The third one, he will tell you, they have received a distress signal from a location quite near where you currently are. Not in the system, but just outside the system. From a people called the Anunnaki. And I know you're going to want me to copy and paste that.
Anu. Nani.
No, good. See if you can do it, but you're not going to be right.
Nani.
Anunnaki.
Why? Why does that sound so familiar?
I don't know, it came into my head and I feel like it should be... The
No.
The Anunnaki are a thing. not the Anunnaki.
It also sounds like Anubis.
It does
I
a
don't know.
bit.
That's where my brain went.
Yeah, I was in kind of a Nocturnus feeling, so in my head, so it might be why they sound slightly similar. But they have received a distress call from them, which is just a general distress call, saying that some of their people have been attacked by some creature they call the Matarid Aldam.
By some creature.
I can give you the exact.
Materi Aldam.
I can give you the exact spelling if you'd like it.
I personally would, so my notes are more accurate.
It's Arabic, so.
All right.
But
Oh,
but
I
were you
had,
close?
I had one. I wrote Matarid without the D in the end, or else everything was
But
spelled
Mataraya,
exactly the
yeah.
same.
But the Nocturne Information Bureau basically has made strange similarities between this creature and a Voldoni, and
Okay.
so they believe it might be worth investigating. However, it is worth noting that, please take this in scale as well, to the Nocturnans they are a more primitive culture. So there will be an advisor to meet you planetside.
Okay.
And you will have to follow the rules of first contact.
Uno. Dos.
Would you like those
Strength.
rules now, or do you want them when you land?
And
I think
Okay.
later, yeah. We'll deal with those another time. This has already been an information-heavy 30 minutes.
yes.
It is also on a desert world, it's worth knowing, in case that's of any import to you.
So, we have 3 options.
Oh, the desert
yeah.
world is called, I'm sorry if you'd like the name of it, sorry Aina. It is a moon called Anuan that what rotates. What's the word? That orbits the planet Aduat.
Can you put both those in chat?
Is that for the second or the third one?
The third one.
Okay. I don't like this.
Why? Because there's so much information.
No, I have a bad gut feeling about the third one.
What the yeah. The person you'll be meeting there is called Ambassador Ozar. It's quite a simple one, that one.
Oh, that. Okay.
And he is a
Well,
member of the
if you-
Indigenous Species Contact Bureau.
Well, if you Alprin would excuse us, I do think we could benefit from having a moment to ourselves.
Indeed. Excuse me, I will happily excuse myself. Should you wish more information, would you prefer me to wait in the atrium, or will you contact me remotely?
Oh, I don't think this will take long. Just step outside for a couple of minutes. I think that will be fine.
I will excuse myself with my delicious coffee, if I may. Please, take as long as you want. Time, as you have no doubt noticed, means very little to us.
Thank you. And she like gestures in her Sarukan waist.
He will, in the most polite way, excuse himself from the table, stand up in the most silent way. You don't even hear the chair move, and walk out the door. Before you notice he's gone and the door is shut. He's literally that polite. You didn't even know he'd gone to that extent.
Well, we do have our options open. What do you guys think? Should we do the weapon, or should we be, good Samaritans and help the people? Or, I feel like, I'm so sorry to say it, but a guy with secrets, I don't feel like that should be prioritized, considering someone's in distress. I don't know about you guys.
Sorry, I forgot to say, according to Nocturnus, he's the last surviving Voldoni that they know of.
Okay. But I don't know what you guys think.
The Voldani general is probably an interesting mission to take on because, well, it's completely out of anyone's comfort zone, and it's going to be very interesting to see how things are going to be going. He's under the protection of the of our great emperor, but they haven't been able to reach him.
No, they can reach him. They're just suggesting you go there.
No. But Voldoni weapons, I mean, from a strategical standpoint, probably the strongest lead.
I have completely selfish reasons, but I just kind of want to poke around an old weapons factory. That sounds really fun.
But
I'm
sorry.
I do get very.
What if they have another jetpack?
That's bonkers
do
appropriate.
I do like you guys' enthusiasm, but should we really ignore a distress call? This is a planet being attacked by something.
No, I was
Should we
going to
help them
say.
first?
You're probably
I
right.
agree with you there. It's. I'm honor bound to want to do something about that. And it's.
I am down to check out the weapon as soon as we're finished, but I do feel like we should offer our aid in these guys' need.
I don't know the Anununanununununi.
The Anunani.
It's
Yeah, I know. Some of them are
Anununanai.
silent. Some of them are silent, deliberately. There are so many letters that
He's also-
there are so many letters that are silent in Arabic. I had to mess with it.
But they're saying that the
Anunani.
the Matarid al-Dam is somehow linked to the Voldoni. Could
Basically,
help
yeah,
us learn something about
Flush
them.
everything out of it.
yeah.
No,
But
you
it-
are.
I-
I think the best order of business here is indeed help the people of the Anunnaki first. As much as I want to poke around the little weapons factory, which I will get to in a second. I like.
Bonkers says with a slight amount of greed in his eyes. He
Um,
looks like a Ramadan.
He looks like a fae that just found something interesting.
It's the magpie look.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ooh shiny look. So, I have a proposition. What if we can find out where Varkin 4 is? I don't think it was that far away, if I remember correctly. So we could maybe see about helping the Anunnaki and then swing by the weapons factory on the way back. We could potentially hit 2 stops in one trip. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I think I agree that we have to help people first.
And to be honest, we're not exactly shrewd diplomats. So taking on an informant of the Voldani, perhaps having to protect him, and at the same time garner information, probably not our forte.
You guys aren't shrewd diplomats. I can talk myself out of anything.
I'm saying, as a collective, we're not exactly shrewd diplomats.
How
Do not bring Mular into this. I feel like I'm being attacked.
How about we first and foremost help the Anunnaki? We get the old Voldani weapon, and then we go to the informant last. Because if he doesn't cooperate, maybe we can threaten him into cooperation.
He is friendly. It's worth noting he is friendly. He's not an enemy.
It's interesting where your mind went there, Talia, but I do agree.
He literally is an ally right now. He's not against you. This is not walk up with a bucket of water and a car battery. No.
Look,
wait,
Talia has 30,000 years of distrust in her to work through.
Yeah.
and some nice human sacrifice.
Human? They were all babies.
Darling, you were a Mayan god.
They were.
Think about
they were
this.
fucking babies.
You were a Mayan god.
You say that like it's better.
I like how you didn't go human. Yeah, I like how you went. What human? They could have been, and then named some other space race. No, you went. No, they're not human. They're babies. They're
Yeah.
inhuman.
They're not human yet. They're babies. So if I turn around to you and say your child's not human, are you going to be fine with that, love?
I realized I missed.
Absolutely.
May I suggest? I think I have an order of operations for how we should do this. We've already discussed it at this point.
Yeah.
But for myself, I feel by honor I should absolutely respond to a distress call. We should bring the Rune Forger with us because that's going to help us later. First of all, because I think he and she just points to Bonkers. The two of them are going to get along very well. Bonkers really wants.
Oh yeah,
that
no,
jetpack.
I wanted them for selfish reasons, mostly because I could ask them about the jetpack, but I was actually thinking about actually earlier today I was going to see about finding somebody to enchant my gun because I'm running into limitations of what I can do.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I have the perfect pistols for you later on, but you're not getting them yet.
we
I have
visit
a pretty good one.
we visit the
No, you
Anunnani's
don't.
homeworld. We take care of the Matarid al-Dam. On the way
Well
back,
done.
stop
Well
by-
done,
stop
though.
by-
And the pronunciation. Well done.
stop by the weapons facility. Our Rune Forger will have a field day there together with Bonkers, and that that should prepare us well enough that we return here, drop off any allies we picked up on the way, any weapons we've picked up on the way, go and see that general. If no one's
Well,
taking care of it by then.
Well, I do agree on
Yeah.
our list of things to do. I do think we should help the Anunnaki first.
Yes. And a
Yeah,
tinker
that's
is
factory.
exactly what we need right now.
I love how everyone's just fine with the word Anunnaki now, and there's nothing weird about it.
It's easy to say.
It really is. It is easy to say. Yeah.
Anu Nani.
Anunnaki.
Anu Nani?
And when you see them, you'll understand why I call them the Anunnaki.
They're anime
Well-
versions of Anubis.
No, they're really not.
Well,
Yeah, they're just loads of anime Anubis heads. No bodies, just heads.
should we bring Olkrin back?
I think so. I think we've come to a decision, and we can figure out the details for visiting the diplomat at the end if we still need to.
He's also
That's
happy
reasonable.
happy to answer
Stranger,
questions.
you
So
can come back in.
I hope we will not be strangers for long, my dear lady.
Yeah, that was. I was
We've,
just gonna say Okran because you've been pleasant, very nice to chat with so far.
Yeah, he's like the nicest person they've met. So Bonkers is like, absolutely, I like you.
We've,
Apart from
decided
Malalik,
that-
who's a Jin. So
We've decided that
Who I also
we
like.
think Herablade Haikroon will probably be our best ally at this time, and
I
we
shall
want
have
to
him
take...
meet you aboard the vessel.
Excellent, and we want to actually try and take care of all three of your tasks in the order of distress call seems more urgent,
Indeed,
so
I
we'd like
would
to
concur with
prioritize that
this.
first.
That's
The
a little
Anunnaki
more up your alley.
are a peaceful people, and
And you said that the Voldani weapons facility was not too far away, so we're wondering if we can try and swing by that on the same
it
trip.
would be possible to complete this trip in under 1 month, for your
Excellent.
Tyrillian years at least.
Okay.
And when it
So we
comes
can
to
get there, we can stock
general,
up.
when it comes to general, we're not so entirely sure about our diplomatic strength, but
I am. Everybody else isn't.
The general
If-
will happily wait. He has waited for a long time already. He's
Yes.
happy. He is happy in the life he was given. He will.
yes, if no one's
Peacefully
taking if no one's taking care of that by the end of our mission,
Yeah,
we'll go
cool
and swing
noodles.
by him as well.
None of these tasks are inside any other's remit. These are purely within yours, tasked by the Immortal Emperor. No one shall
Excellent.
interfere.
Yeah.
I will, however, ask that you take this with you, and he will produce an amulet literally with the Emperor's likeness on it.
Ah,
It
Bonnie
seems to
will
sort of
love
be
this.
covered in lights and literally it's technological in it of itself.
Alia
Is
will do-
this
give
a direct
no
line?
indication that she wants to take it. Quite the contrary.
I'll take it.
We have made it very clear that we do not
You're
wish to
closer.
be embroiled in war and do not wish to be shown yet. However, should the unexpected occur and you require our aid, In the worst case scenario, please do not hesitate to use this. It's
What-
So it's an
basically
emergency button.
it's basically a beacon. Yeah, the Imperial
excellent.
fleet will aid you and expedite you to the best of our ability.
I think we should definitely give it to Bonnie. First of all, because it would be funny, and secondly, because she's probably the one with the peace of mind to actually activate this when we need it.
We should.
It's basically
We
if
should give
if
it to Bonnie,
everything
yeah.
if everything goes to shit, the entire might of the Nocturne fleet will appear. Basically, is what that is, with a Syrian at this helm.
Yeah. I would say honestly, I could do it if Bonnie doesn't want that responsibility as well. You know how I have a penchant for getting in and out of situations, so if push comes to shove, me, Mular, or Bonnie would all be good choices, I think.
Yes, but also I imagine within the next 15 minutes you might forget about this.
I mean, it's a valid point.
That is a valid point. The important things tend to stick.
Sure. You hold on to this for now. We'll just see when Bonnie...
I'll take it for now. We'll see.
Princess.
Yeah, that's fine. I will say that as a rogue, I have something called, where is it? I think I have something called Slippery Mind, which gives me advantage on wisdom saving throws. No, proficiency in wisdom saving throws. So I've recently just started being able to process things
Hello,
a little
Bella.
better. It's the coffee. Bonkers isn't that irresponsible.
No. He's just got ADHD. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah, no. He can be responsible when he needs to be.
Hello, Bulla. We know who she's talking to. Robin and Bulla.
And
Bulla.
or
And both.
I am happy to proceed and call upon our ship.
Now, I have one last question for Alcrin before we depart or embark. First off, coordinates, I'm assuming, will be sent over with
Your,
the individual. I've already forgot their name.
your rather abrasive ship's AI is already on possession of these.
Ah, yeah, no. Okay, good. The important parts are out of the way. Now, I did have one last question for you personally. Do you play Dragon Chess?
Indeed, I do. I am a 7th level master.
Add me on there. I'm terrible at it, but I enjoy playing, so you'll
Should
beat
be
me
very
easily.
interesting.
But I've been learning a few tricks from Lorekeeper Phalanx, so I know just a little bit now. It's an interesting game. I'm a little slow to play, but I play here and there as we get downtime.
Then we shall play with normal rules, not nocturnal rules.
I would appreciate that. We'll keep it simple for now.
I should keep it within. I should keep it within 3 dimensions.
Perfect. That actually makes it really, really understandable. When we tried a couple games with the 4th, and it's just been a little bit. I have not had the years of practice that you guys have.
Myself and Lucky Alex play in 13 dimensions.
Ooh, that sounds painful.
I have no idea what those 13 dimensions would be, but then again, 13 dimensions are. As far as I'm aware, there's only 8 postulated, so I
9.
don't know what. Did
9. 9.
9 is 9, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know what the other 4 are. So bullshit, and no, it's monk bullshit, rogue bullshit. These are the other dimensions.
Wizard bullshit and
Warlock bullshit.
sure, warlock bullshit. One evocation. What?
Yeah, these are the other dimensions.
Although actually, with the planar structure of the Forgotten Realms, you could probably there's probably more than
I could
13.
easily get at least 13 out of it.
Yeah.
Has anyone got any other questions for Aura?
Not really.
Aina?
Sorry, Malta has just learned how to get up the stairs on his own.
Nice.
And everyone in the house has been looking for him, and they got upstairs, and I realized that he's just been sitting outside my door waiting for me for the past, 20 minutes.
Aww.
Oh no.
He's adorable. It's probably because I have his
Yeah.
toy in here. This
Ah.
is his favorite toy.
Go
I
give
have
it to
been
him, you.
hanging out-
He needs to
I've been
sleep.
hanging
Rude,
out
horrible
in the morning
person.
in my room.
Where is he
And,
now? Where is he?
Well, he is down here, but I have been in here for too long, so like he's
He's like, have you drowned?
Yes, I have not drowned, not yet. And
Hello,
you're
Bola.
my favorite. Yes, you're my favorite.
I require the warm box for sitting.
It's my favorite.
I require the box that hums.
The warm
does
music
hum.
box.
I do think that if I turned off noise cancelling, you could have heard him.
Purring.
Probably.
Yes.
He's just happy to sit there.
Yeah. Yeah, Malta just got up on my lap and did not want to leave.
Yeah, I can
So-
hear him. Hello, Bulla.
Up yet.
Now, I remember when I met Bola, I pointed it out to you, Aina, that is a loud fucking cat.
He is loud. He's so fucking
You
loud.
hear him purring across the room.
Yes, I know.
Like, you
He's-
could tell he was coming up the stairs. Not because one thing is he's fat, so coming up the
Yes.
stairs, the stairs actually creaked, which was so
Yeah,
funny.
like he
But
doesn't
you
have
heard
quiet
him at the
steps.
bottom step because you could hear the purring.
He is loud boy. He is a fucking loud boy. And it's like even when we are in bed and if he like lays on top of me, my whole body fucking vibrates when he does.
Oh yeah, I
And
know
it's
that
like-
Amber
it's
does that
actually
too.
quite- Yeah, but like it's quite soothing.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, it is a focus point. It's like white noise.
Yeah.
But it's just inside my body instead, and it's quite amazing. I love when he sleeps on top of me because I fall asleep so fast.
Amber does that hugging my head and she purrs, so I get a similar feeling. Because I like lay here
Yes,
and the
but-
cat like lays there grabbing my scalp.
But I do have to ask, since we did start FAF, is this the end of the session?
I
then?
think it would be an appropriate end to session.
Yes.
Yes.
It's actually perfect because that means that we can start next session we go to the ship and Lars is with us.
Yes.
Yep.
Amazing.
So I will
That
end
does
session
mean
there.
though. That does mean.